All right, guys, welcome back to the Redefining Health podcast, where we challenge the status quo when it comes to food, fitness, and mental health. And today's topic is
1 meal a day.
Yes, so as Mike said, we only ate 1 meal a day for 30 days. And this was our experience and just a little bit about 1 meal a day. We just want to share this with you guys.
Yeah.
What?
Excitement.
Okay. Well, why don't you start us off with just explaining to everybody what 1 meal a day is, what OMAD stands for. Yeah, that.
OMAD stands for one meal a day, and you pretty much fast for 24 hours and you eat for 1 hour.
Right, so you have a 1 hour eating window. So OMAD, 1 meal
23 hours and you eat for 1 hour.
Right, yeah. So it is a form of intermittent fasting. And so there's not a whole lot of research when it comes to OMAD, but there is a lot of research when it comes to intermittent fasting. So before we jump into our experience, we just want to let you guys know what some of the research says. And here we go. So some of the benefits of intermittent fasting include that it can lower your insulin levels, which will help you burn more fat. It can increase cellular repair, which helps remove waste from the body. It can change your gene expression, and this can increase your longevity, help you live longer, and protect against disease. It also lowers your risk for type 2 diabetes, which is amazing. It lowers your oxidative stress and lowers the inflammation in the body. Yes, it does. And your risk for developing heart disease.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And disclaimer, we're not medical professionals.
Yes.
So consult your doctor anytime you're considering any type of dietary changes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me, 1 meal a day, I don't know biologically what it does. I can't speak to that. I can say that it has absolutely been a godsend for me in terms of my goals. So yeah, I highly recommend it.
So go back a little bit and talk about why you actually wanted to start doing it. What made you stumble upon this?
Well, a year ago, more than a year ago, actually, much more than a year ago.
Yeah.
With COVID at the time has contracted, and so more than a year ago, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I came across this video. Strong man eats 1 meal a day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put a link for it, but it was pretty much this very stoic, very
muscular,
fit guy who had been eating 1 meal a day for over 20 years, and he was very into fitness and just overall gene expression in terms of like how you can biologically make yourself younger by long-term fasting and cyclic fasting and calorie restriction.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. That sounds like a lot of good things. And I'll try it. So I tried it, and I was doing it for maybe 2 weeks. I was eating 1 meal a day at around 6 o'clock, and by 6:15 I was full, and it was not sustainable, so I stopped.
Yeah.
Recently, relatively recently, about 3 or 4 months ago, I had got to my heaviest weight, which was around 237.
And you are how tall?
I am 6'2", so I wore it okay, but not very well. So I gained a bunch of weight, and I wanted to lose it fast. And so I started first changing my diet. Then I started doing an 8-16 intermittent fasting. Eat for 8 hours, fast for 16. I started gradually dropping weight, And then I started to do the 1 meal a day. And that's when I was able to really like break through my plateau and really start losing some real weight. And the results has been pretty good.
Right. And so one thing I want to point out really quick and just, as a disclaimer, like you are still eating a vegan diet during this time. So your weight can definitely fluctuate, and it's very easy to still gain weight on a vegan diet. And so that's something that we'll talk about probably in another podcast, just to point out, the differences between eating a healthful diet and just eating something based on the label, just saying, oh, well, it's vegan or it's vegetarian or whatever the case may be. Oreos are vegan, things like that. So if you're eating things of that nature, you're still not going to have that optimal blood work, and you're still not going to feel your best.
Yeah, I mean, vegan, it's even easier because you can be unbalanced easily being a vegan.
Yeah, there's a lot of natural forms of carbohydrates, and if you start to focus on all carbs, like Mike said, you will be off balance.
Off balance and overweight.
Yep, and you will not feel your best. So during this time, Mike, so you started, and I think you started maybe a couple weeks before me, right?
I would say it's probably a little bit more.
How long have you been doing the 1 meal a day?
I don't really even know when I started. I think I started like a week before Christmas.
What?
I did. No.
No, that was when you started intermittent fasting and like cutting out snacks.
Okay. So I think
you started like a month before me. So I think you've been doing it for like 2 months, and I've been doing it for 1 month.
Okay.
Give or take, whatever. Whatever. Well, I think that's what happened. So I really started to see like Mike and his weight just like start to drop. And mind you, like we exercise, every morning together, and I hadn't changed my workouts. Mike hadn't changed his workouts, but yet he was starting to really move faster than me. And I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? This is not fair. So I said, fine, whatever. I'm just going to try this with you. I thought he was nuts. I thought 1 meal a day, especially because I love to be in the kitchen. I love cooking. I have a business pretty much based around food. And so I love it. And so I wanted just to make sure that I still enjoyed food. And this actually helped me enjoy food more, I would say. Stop, when you're able to stop eating just for the sake of it. Yeah. Right. Eating like because you're bored or you're thirsty. It really helps you be able to like just curate these meals that are just more enjoyable and filling, and it turned into like a calming experience for me. I love food, so no.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the concept is eating to live. I mean, clearly we need to eat to nourish our bodies, and sustain our lives. Clearly, but I think eating as a pastime, as a sport,
right,
is the reason why we have the obesity rates that we have in this country, and I think that is also a part of just the abundance that we have in this country. The fact that you can just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, it's absolutely ridiculous. And so when you look at intermittent fasting or 1 meal a day or a warrior diet, whatever it is, you're giving yourself a time frame to eat. So that's like going to the gas station and you just, okay, it's time to fill up. So you don't have to usually go to the gas station daily. I remember I used to do that when I was younger, and
it's horrible.
$3-4 in the gas tank. So stupid.
It's a terrible idea.
But if you fill up the gas tank, you don't have to go back frequently. And so the goal is when you do eat to fill up with a bunch of good stuff, and that should sustain you. And then over time, your body will start to go into something called ketosis, which is the keto diet is short for ketosis, which the keto diet is just a manipulation of that, using high fat sources to trick your body into going into ketosis and using fat stores as energy, which that's all ketosis is. But when you intermittent fast for a long period of time, your body naturally goes into that, and then you burn up a superior source of energy. So and then you lose weight. And simple. And then you have more energy. People report having being able to work longer hours, stay up longer, because your body is properly, processing fuel in a way that's more efficient. So I mean, it's a great thing.
Yeah. So just I want to try to talk about some of the benefits that we personally experienced. I know we mentioned like just the overall benefits of intermittent fasting, but some of the benefits that I personally experienced, of course, I said I was hesitant to do it, but I kept a journal or like notes on my phone during this time just to kind of see like, was I going to like this? I didn't know if I was going to continue to do this. I didn't know if it was something I was even interested in, but I wanted to see, what the results would be. And before this, I did start doing regular intermittent fasting where I would eat just between 11 and 7. And then I did like 11 to 6. And then I kind of just jumped all in with Mike because by that time, he was down like 10 pounds. I'm like, what's going on? So I tried it. And for me, the biggest benefit here was just the mental clarity. I've been able to get so much more done. I'm working on my book. That's almost complete. And I am just amazed at the amount of time that my brain really has freed up without, me constantly having to be focused and thinking about what I'm going to make for the next meal. And so I was able to redirect my thoughts and just really get a lot more done. So productivity has gone up. And then also I've been able to sleep better at night, but also I've had more sustained energy throughout the day. And I feel like energy and, being able to sleep are kind of two different things, because sometimes you're going to get a great rest and still be hungry, not hungry, still be tired by lunchtime, especially with me, dealing with Phoenix, our little toddler, and he has so much energy. I would be ready for nap time by the time he was. And so anytime, I have messed up during this 30 days, a couple days I've eaten outside of the window and I've seen a drop in my energy level.
Yeah, a couple. A couple plus 5.
Maybe 5. Anyway, the thing is like you have to figure out what works for you. Mike is like super amazing and stoic at everything. When he makes a decision, like you just do it.
I mean,
I'm still,
I usually I go in,
and I like to go with the flow. I'm flowery, go with the flow. But what I will say is that I am convinced that this works. I mean, there are days that I eat outside the window or I'll have 2 meals instead of 1, but I see a huge difference in my energy levels for one, and then just everything kind of goes downhill with that. So this works. But I would say that intermittent fasting is a great idea. So you can try the 1 meal a day. You can try the warrior diet, which is like a 4-hour eating window, right?
Yeah, let me give some tips on that too.
Right.
So
okay.
1 meal a day, it's a lot easier for me because of the pandemic. So where I'm working from home, and I work in a corporate nonprofit space, and so because of that, I used to do a lot of like meetings and like luncheons and you would go to a meeting, they would have lunch there asking me for what my lunch order was, and so I was always dealing with the fact that I was on a diet or something I was trying to do, but it would get derailed because of whatever was happening that day. So it's a lot easier because we're at home and I'm working from home, so it's a lot easier. But some tips that you could employ that will help you out is, for one, don't be too hard on yourself. A 23-hour fast is amazing,
right?
But also a 20-hour fast is amazing as well. And so is a
16-hour fast.
And so is a 16-hour fast. So if you must make your schedule work for a 1 meal a day, or maybe like a eating window of 4 hours, I try to keep it at least under 4 hours.
That's what we found.
I try not to go
best.
further. Yeah. And so like days like the other day I was in Flint working, and I did not have time to eat, and I did not want to go just grab some garbage from somewhere. So I was like, all right, cool. So today I'm stretching the window out and just making sure I don't go past 4 hours.
So that you were able to snack, get your energy up with like your nuts and seeds and things like that, and then eat again later. Right.
Eat something that's more fuller, and then I'll be okay for the next day, because you don't want to be out here about to pass out.
Definitely not.
It's not that big of a deal.
And so, speaking about passing out, there are definitely some people who should not do this, right? So we talk about people who are like diabetic. You need to keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day. So you are not doing 1 meal a day. You are eating clean, eating healthfully, and keeping your blood sugar levels even throughout the day. That means like cutting out your refined carbs and sugars and all of that, right? If you're pregnant or if you're nursing, you are not doing this either.
Yes.
And then there are there was another group of people that I wanted to mention and I forgot.
I mean, you just consult your doctor.
Yeah, look it up. Don't listen to us.
Of course, diabetics, type 1 or 2, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You want to make sure that you are taking care of your blood sugar levels and making sure that you are okay. So, again, we're not doctors. Neither of us are diabetic. We don't have any health conditions like that, so we can kind of try things out. But we also really advocate primary care doctors and checking with them and all the time. So we are at 17 minutes. So what are some final thoughts?
What did I want to say? Well, I definitely want, of course, talk to your doctor about this. I would say start small. Start with, a longer eating window. So something like 11 to 7, depending on your lifestyle and everything, whether you're home. I would say that, during this pandemic, there's really no middle ground. You either went nuts and just ate all throughout the day because you're home, or you went in. You can see people on YouTube just losing weight one person after the other. So try to figure out where you are on that spectrum, right? And change it, hone it in. It's so tempting to just eat because you're home and eat all day, but really focus on the calories that you're putting in your mouth. OMAD works and intermittent fasting works because it helps you create a caloric deficit, right? It's easier to do that, but because you're intermittent fasting, you don't have to go to one extreme where you're specifically trying to diet and specifically trying to cut your calories. But on the other hand, you don't want to just do all you can eat either, right? So you still want to be able to follow a healthful diet. You can go to my website, benaturalbevegan.com, for healthy recipes. And just make sure that you are doing this healthfully, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to say.
I mean, there probably would. Maybe we should do a part 2.
Part 2. Oh, last thing. Really quick. So Mike was able to lose how much?
This is crazy. This is really crazy.
Yeah.
Not all from 1 meal a day. From the entire journey